This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome in. I thought it was going to be 7 o'clock because I thought I was going to have a phone call tonight, but turns out there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm going to just rest, be still, and move forward. So everything is good behind the scenes, y'all, for sure. Just hope that this gets worked out. Anyway, with that being said, welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. Oh, my Lord and Lord. The streets are talking about Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore across the street. Kenya Moore's across the street. Kenya Moore's across the street. The words of NeNe leak so nasty and so rude. So nasty and so rude. So nasty and so rude. Oh, Jesus. Instead of close your legs, Samaritan men, close your mouth about other people. That their business is not your business. We got a review. And then, Dustin Ross, the dry ass Dustin Ross said that, everybody's saying revenge, P, this, that, the third, and throw out stuff. Well, I know Dustin is nothing but waste that should have been swallowed by his mother, because I actually did some research, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk, because to say that people are throwing out stuff, and it's fine, it's all good. For Dustin to say that people are throwing out, revenge P terminology just to hate Kenya, this is what we call facts. So with that being said, higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take out this iconic intro here. You see the virtual tour background. Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music. Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. So let's get this review started, because I cannot wait to annihilate Team Twirl a little bit later on. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. All right, here we go. So we kick off the episode with Shamia, right? Angela comes over, and they, do a toast to new beginnings. Then Brit comes over. Angela Oakley got backlash from the owners of the bank. For those of you who don't remember, there was a all-black affair at the bank in Atlanta. So let me show y'all that. Y'all, this is honestly one of the coolest places I have ever seen. And literally, it is like a bank. Like, you have to actually open up the vault to get in the bank. It is amazing. Like, there it is. And they can turn it into anything you want. I thought this was the coolest thing, but it was like a whole table. And listen, I want franchise. If I was wealthy enough, I would definitely invest in it. But unfortunately, to no avail. Hey, my friend, long time no see. Miss you. I hope all is well. It's good to see you, by the way. Like, comment, share, subscribe to Nikki News on Narcissism, by the way. Very, very good friend and sister. And there's not enough words to describe how I feel about Nikki News and Narcissism. So love this sister right here. She's a good person right here. But yeah, so Angela got some backlash from the people at the bank, which is the inventor that you see there. And I would imagine so, hey, we're trying to keep a, respectful establishment here, so obviously I can understand that. But after a while, I hope it did escalate where Angela's banned and all them banned. So, and not to mention too, the bank got to be seen by a national audience too. That is the one good thing about reality TV, is that they highlight the local businesses, so that way they can get some social capital that'll turn to financial capital. So shout out to at least one good thing, rather, about reality TV. So Shamia is not a fan of cutting people off. She did not like what Kenya did. And Brit felt a little bit disrespected. Angela's taking Brit's side, but she also took Kenya's side. We'll get to that a little bit later. Brit doesn't want in any form or shape to feel like that she's threatening Kenya more, and Brit wants to apologize. And Angela and Shamia say you gotta let Kenya get her licks in. But just because you let somebody get their licks in doesn't mean they got the right to disrespect you as they get their licks in, right? Angela, felt a way about, Porsha, saying that she And they said, Brit, you need to calm down. I was like, no, y'all homegirls talking. That's a very valid opinion to have. If somebody talks about my wifey, hold on, who are you talking about? Because this is going to be a grand open, grand closing conversation. Unless you don't care about your mental health, then otherwise I'm going to have to handle you. Okay, so that's how I felt about that opening scene there. Then we got Porsha. She goes to the Kenya Moore hair spa, or the scene of the crime. Porsha hopes that they stay where they are. Kelly comes through. Kenya hasn't been told that she's always been the best hostess, and then there's a throwback clip of her being a bad hostess. And they Kenya auditions, hype girls for the hair spa. One of them used to be a bald girl, so Kelly's like, we'll just have you do some shampoos. Entrepreneur mindset there. By the way, shout out to Kelly Chicken and Waffles there in Atlanta. I think they're going to be up on their second location soon. Hopefully that's like the season finale, right? Because this was filmed, last year, I think. So we'll see. And Kenya talked about the angst, aggressive nature, and disrespect that Brit gave. And Kelly was trying to stand up for Brit and say that's not normal behavior. And here's the thing, right? Just because you feel that way doesn't mean someone else doesn't have the right to be mad, right? So Kenya has the right to be mad. However, the same token, Kenya, you don't know Brit. So in order to figure out how to navigate moving forward, it would be smart to listen to other people. Lean into the trust in the Lord of all your heart, lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. You've been leaning a lot into you and not into God. Just saying. And don't worry, we're gonna dog walk this revenge P thing because I did my research, found some things. I'm gonna show you live, but we'll get to that. Angela Oakley talks to Amari, 24 years old. She lost her dad when she was 7 years old. He was murdered. So sorry to hear that. Losing a parent in any fashion is horrible, especially in that fashion. So they talk about Parisian coffee shop. So grandma was supposed to come to this coffee meetup, and Amari was going to go get grandma's car. And apparently Angela's sister wanted some money from Angela Oakley. So Angela's sister called Amari a demon. Which, here's the thing. There's a way to do everything. But if you come at me and your issue's not even with me, we got problems. So I felt horrible that Angela's sister would talk to her daughter, her niece, that way. Like, take up your issue with Angela, not your niece. That's not cool. That's using her as a pawn in your game to get what you want. That's not right. That's not cool, and that's uncouth, honestly. So Angela's mama was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when she was 8. And she's been healed, allegedly. And I say healed because Angela said that her mom, proclaimed that she was healed. And then Amari snuck off and got married, and it was hurtful. It's been 4 months since Amari got married. Now, of course, when your kids get grown, they have the right to do what they want to do, right? But in the same token, that doesn't mean Angela could not be hurt. Sometimes kids get, married because guess what? They want to without you. They want to get married without you, just to have their own experience. Number 2, it could be planning this, that, and the third. Or number 3, there's some underlying, conversations that haven't been had. But still, I felt bad for Angela because Angela seems like a really nice woman. And to not be a part of your daughter's day for when she got married had to be hurtful, right? So then we see Brit. Brit and Porsha have a bite to eat, and Brit wants to apologize. And Porsha says that, from Brit's point of view, it can seem like Kenya Moore was trying to little girl you, and you were trying to just neutralize it. And, it's preconceived notions, but you're wrong. Now, Porsha, I'm gonna get to you a little bit later as well. But here's the thing, right? When Kenya said, "Oh, is that your second ring?" It's like, there's a way to like talk about, thank you very much. Listen, I do this for y'all. Like, I really don't even watch the show. But as you all know, we are about purposeful diversity over here. So if you guys are watching, I'm watching. And like I said, I have a very unique take because I come from the world of media. Being the media nerd of social media, I'm able to give that production aspect of it and some behind the scenes intel. Yes, indeed. So yes, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. But yeah, so Porsha, you got every right to feel the way that you feel, but Kenya was shading, right? And to me, it's like, how can you not like somebody if you don't even know them? So the ring thing and this, that, and the third, and like Kenya Moore has been an agitator before. Kenya Moore hair care with a whole HBCU band and came in through a charity event in, donkey booty outfit. And not to mention disrespecting Kim Fields. Like, we're just not going to pretend that Kenya Moore hasn't done things? Like I said, Dustin Ross said that this revenge P thing is just being thrown out here because people dislike Kenya Moore. This is how I know that he does not exist in the culture of blackness, media, or anything that is of relevance, because Ebony K. Williams is bigger than Dustin Ross. And like I said in my description box, Carlos King, Claudia Jordan, Dustin Ross they don't condemn, they condone revenge P. Yeah, I said it. Because y'all saying Brit was looking for a moment. She made a statement. Brit made a statement. Kenya Moore did what she did. Like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. So yeah, I'm saying that Carlos King, Dustin Ross, and Claudia Jordan are, condoning revenge P. What? Do you really think Dustin Ross is going to say anything to me? Child, those three can't do a fifth, quarter, or a half of the content we've done over here at all. Because like I said, I can move on to other stuff. I just am purposefully diversified for all of you because I care about you. And you care about me, we care about each other. But yeah, like I said, you don't have the right to say that it's preconceived notions when there is a energy, right? So, and Kenya should have been grown enough to be able to communicate with Brit of like, hey, maybe I've heard some things about you, or maybe you might have said some things that I missed the translation. Like, have a conversation, unless you just want to stay a problem, right? So I think that's where Brit was feeling like, okay, why is she coming at me? I haven't done anything, so it's fight or flight. Not saying it's right, but I understand where Brit is coming from. And Brit took accountability. Hey, Colter James Hodge, good to see you, good sir. Hey, Teresa Wright, long time no see, Teresa. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well with you. But yeah, that's how I see it for Brit. Like, I'm not condoning her behavior at all for what she said, but also, too, Kenya Moore did what she did. And we're going to get to that just a little bit. So then we're with Angela. Charles is cooking. And Angela says that, in order for people to crack the egg of who she is, people will come for you. And Charles said Porsha needs to stay in her lane. I fully agree with Charles. Because I'm going to bring up something toward the end of this review. Because Porsha, for some odd reason, I don't know why Porsha has this mindset, but she seems to have a very particular mindset.
It's not just feeding the hungry only on Thanksgiving. It's an everyday situation. You know what I mean? This is 265 days a year.
That is funny. 265 days? Where the hell that bitch live at?
It's not just...
We're going to get to you, Porsha, just a little bit. Rolling on. Angela did wash her hands. So Charles said that Angela didn't wash her hands, but they literally go back and, show that, she washed her hands. Charles just didn't see it. So then when it came to the family issues, Charles said, why are you bringing issues to me? And Angela said that we're married. Now, I'm going to be real. I haven't been married. But Charles, you're an NBA superstar. You're an amazing chef. I saw clips of your show on the Forest Spies Network, FUBU. And you've done your thing, right? But y'all are married, right? So, like, just because you don't want to deal with the issue doesn't mean that the issue's not happening. So then we get to Kenya, right? So Kenya's with her team before the show. There's a purple carpet. And Shamia came, and she thought this was all for her. She thanked everybody for coming, sarcastically. And I thought she did a great job. I mean, she is smooth, right? So then there's this person named Porsha I. She's a fashion influencer, but she had like a radio voice to me. Tonality is everything. And then Kenya Fisher is a TV producer, but don't know for what. I tried to pause to see the mic flag, but I couldn't really see what it was. So Miss Lawrence and Kenya talk about, how Miss Lawrence is respecting the fashion world, and that the first time Miss Lawrence learned how to put track in someone's hair was from Kenya Moore. Kelly picks up Brit. Brit brought white flowers in a card. And then at the hair spa, they have a throwback style Bronner Brothers hair bear. If y'all don't know Bronner Brothers, it is it's a hair company, but they also do this hair show, and it is the biggest thing about the state fair, but just for hair. I didn't even try to make that rhyme, but it rhymes though, right? So yeah, so they have this fashion show. They have all these different ones. There was like the queen from Bridgerton. Then there was this one with this bird on it, and I mean it. Very intricate, very, very, very intricate. And so the queen one, Drew, gives flowers to Kenya Moore. And as Brit and Kelly are on their way to the event, Brit talks about her Aunt Karen, who had a stroke and passed away. First of all, to Brit, so sorry for your loss. It is never easy to lose anybody, right? So love, prayers, and support to Brit and her family. And then Angela reached out to Kenya. So remember how I said that Angela was on Brit's side, but she was also on Kenya's side. And Angela was the only one to reach out. And, I think it was Porsha, Cynthia, and Shamia. They were all talking. And Shamia said, it was Cynthia, Porsha, and Shamia. Yeah. So basically, Shamia said that, Brit may be ready to apologize, but that doesn't mean Kenya's not ready to receive it. Fully agree. Sometimes there are some reunions that are not meant to be had in life. Sometimes that was supposed to be a season finale. And you leave that season of your life and move on to a new season. Y'all know I use television and media as metaphors. But still, just even though that could be true, it's just my Lord. So, let's see here. Drew thinks it's been long enough. Tries to talk to Porsha. And so Porsha wanted to talk after Shamia's party. Then she got sick. But here's the thing, Porsha. You make time and arrangements for what you want to care about. And to me, you just look like a brat. Honestly, when it came to, being mad at Drew, so I got to check in with you on every single thing in my life. Listen, I gave you your baby dad, but last time I checked, you single, Dennis is single. And for you to insinuate that something's going on with Drew and Dennis, let's go back to your words that you said to Brit. You said preconceived notions. So would it be fair to say, Teresa, thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, Teresa. You're very, very kind. Thank you. Wouldn't it be fair to say, Porsha, that you had preconceived notions of Drew Sidora? Or you don't want to say that because it weakens your argument? I'm just asking questions. Like I said, I don't have to know you. I don't. In the words of Karen Hugo, I'm only judging what you're giving me. I just thought that was interesting. That was real interesting, right? That you clocked her and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, you forgot your own history, didn't you? But don't worry, I'm going to bring it up here in just a minute. So, no more tries from Drew. Brit tried to do the right thing. And I will say, Brit definitely tried because she brought, white flowers and a card and all that stuff. And Kenya is sick of people trying to take her down, this, that, and the third. Now, here's the thing. For being a Miss USA, she really wasn't showing pageant behavior, right? How do you take the energy from your hair spa to make time out for somebody else? That goes to show your hair spa didn't matter to you. Your investment didn't matter to you. Your employees didn't matter to you. The people at the grand opening didn't matter to you. You know what else it showed? It really showed how broken your ass is as a person. And you want to say the longest running housewife, that would be Kandi Burruss, not you. The second longest running housewife. And honestly, if you left, nobody would give a fuck. But when Kandi left, there were goodbye messages and support and everything else because Kandi has a range to her. You're very minute. Now, before anybody says, well, Braylon, you jealous of Kandi and she on TV and you ain't. Let me explain something. Okay? Let me explain something. To those in the back that think that they know me, right? Just want to show you something. In case you didn't know about this channel that you're on right now. Okay? All right. Just want to show this, right? I've held my own. Okay? I've held my own. I've held my own. I'm just going to keep scrolling. And listen, everything happens within a certain amount of time for the reasons that it needs to happen. But see, here's the gag. Like I said in my description box, money, circumstances, and platforms don't change people, just amplifies what's already there. I have this gift, whether I would have done these shows or not. I have this gift, whether I make it in media or not. I have this gift, whether everybody knows my name or the people that deserve to know me know my name. Regardless, I still have that gift. I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling. So there ain't no jealousy over here. Okay. And like I said, pull up any other Content Careers Live tab and pull up mine. And I just want you to just mentally sit with yourself. Reflect and be still with what you see. Now, you may never say it to me, but all this has been because of who I am, not the status I'm chasing to be pleasing to everybody. Okay. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. I think we're almost at the bottom. Yep, still scrolling. Still scrolling. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, now I'm going to scroll all the way back up. This is all original content. All original content. I know it's hard to know what original content is when you don't hang around people who can create original content. So this might be shocking to some of you people that your brain cells are forming a brain and be like, what? No. So he's been throwing down regardless of what goes down in life. Yeah. Always have, been doing it and will continue to. Still scrolling back up. Still scrolling back up. Still scrolling back up. Okay, so we're good. All right, let me take that down. I just wanted to clear the air. Okay, all right. So let's get back to this review. So Lamont and Kelly are outside, with Brit, trying to be supportive. And Brit, tries to give the flowers and the card to Kenya, and Kenya's just ignoring Brit. Now, listen, I know it's your day. You're a grown-ass woman. You can do this, that, and the third. But to be disrespectful to somebody after they did not know if they will be welcomed or not, it's disrespectful. Bishop Kenneth L. Robinson from A.M. Full Gospel Baptist Church said, when somebody's trying to do something nice for you, especially when they don't have to, the least you can do is say thank you. And what that showed me is, if you ain't for Kenya Moore, you're an enemy to her. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenya tried to take bags from people. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenya Moore tried to terminate people's careers. I really wouldn't be surprised if Kenya Moore tried to come back to Bravo in another format after she terminated herself. Gee, I wonder if that's happened anywhere on social media. Somebody terminating themselves because of their own fucking behavior and then tried to come back and they ain't gaining no traction that's creating any emotion. I wonder. Moving on. Like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Now, the speech was very personal. Very personal. To use Kenya Moore's words, there was an angst and a disrespect and an aggressive nature about the speech that Kenya Moore gave. Those are Kenya Moore's words. I'm just repeating. And that, she's always been that one that pays her dust and this, that, and third. To pay her dust, you're actually cashing in a lot of caring about it. If you pay her dust, it was showcasing your actions, but you were paying a lot of attention. You were just throwing the bands of caring about what someone else says, thinks, and how they move about you. But yet, you're the biggest boss that we've seen thus far. You the longest running housewife. You the HBIC head bitch in charge, right? Okay, because remember, Team Twirl is for Revenge P. But let it happen to them in their real life. They have a whole different channel. I'm just keeping that buck. You saw the thumbnail, you know my voice, and damn it, you know why you're here, because I don't play that. No. So let's keep going. So Kenya did not want the flower. She did not want the card. And she told Kelly, stay out of it. And Kenya was saying this, that, and the third about, Brit. And Kelly said that she needs to pipe down. And Kenya hired some private investigators to showcase Brittany Edie, right? And then she showcased Brittany Edie in a very graphic fashion. And, here's the thing, right? If you hired private investigators to find private information to utilize it against them, you did that for revenge. And because they were of an adult nature, that would be Revenge P. And you know what you did? You popped the helium out of your own balloon. Because what was funny? You said that you were on this, that, and the third cover, right? So I just want to bring up something, right? because you talked about her being a video vixen. Listen. Oh, look at this. There's a whole video. Oh my Lord. You know what? Let's watch this video, guys. Let's watch this video because I don't like it when people don't remember their own shit. I don't like that. Pisses me the fuck off. So let's watch this.
That was the last show. Which one do we like? We like the one before that. But you need Ben a little. This one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's interesting that you made fun of Brittany for being grown and her grownness, and that she was a video vixen this, that, and the third, but you do this stuff for Smooth Magazine. I'm just a little confused here. This is easily Googleable. Very easy. I just typed in King more Smooth Magazine. Just found it. Yeah. And we can pull up other people's shit, all right? Okay. Did Revenge be that one? That one right there. Yeah. Yep. We're almost done with the review too, y'all. Don't worry. And I'm playing the whole 5-minute clip because we got time. Okay, we got time. So crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the music because I don't know what that music is and copyright and stuff. But I just want to play the whole clip because it just seems to me the Black Proxy and Black Imagination to talk about a whole nother grown Black woman, what she did with her life. But yet this is on YouTube of you doing your very first Smooth Magazine photo shoot. I'm just saying. Just saying. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, quite interesting. That's the one that, talked about Brittany Edie and she did this, that, and the third, but she came up to her shit. What y'all want me to do? What do y'all want me to do? Okay? All right. Because, like I said, this revenge P thing that Dustin Ross says people are just saying because they don't like Kenya Moore, sir, you don't do your research. Like, you have no accolades. Nobody references you. You're not on anybody's timeline of importance at all. Okay, so I'm letting this play out. We're almost there, y'all. We're at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So as soon as we get done with this, I'm gonna show y'all something else. Then we're gonna get back to our review. Because, like I said, I go off of facts. Okay, I go off of research, and I go off of conclusions based on consistency and the vitality of the information. Okay. Almost there, y'all. 420. By the way, 420 will be happening this month, so shout out to all the grass heads out there. I say grass heads because we gotta protect ourselves, you know, over here, you know what I mean. But yeah. Like I said, this stuff is easy to find. This is what we call actual journalism, actually doing the work of what it means to be about, not just give yourself a title because you have nothing else going on in your life. You all dried up and you ain't got nothing else to give. So listen. Now that's the end of that, right? Okay, that's the end of that. Now, Kenya, you talked about Brit, right? Okay, talked about Brit. So I want to show this. Okay, I want to show this. That's the end of it. Okay, I want to show this. So here is Kenya Moore, right? Right here, Smooth Magazine. Nothing wrong with it. Kenya's a gorgeous woman, but also too, you can't throw stones from a glass house. I'm Maxim Magazine. Right there. Easy to find. Very easy to find. See? Kenya Moore right there. So all I'm saying is, before you try to talk about other people, remember your own receipts. Okay. So that's all. That's all. That's all. Let's get back to our review. Okay. All right. Because we're not done just yet. We're not done. So Bravo did not want to show the photos of Brit. Angela said that was too far, and Porsha said, well, you can't tell me what's too far because she said she was trying to talk about that she had a pal. And Kelly walked right on out and said, I'm not going to stand there while she's doing that to my best friend. And Kelly, good on you. Good on you. Good on you. And Cynthia was not happy about any of it. And that, you know, Cynthia said, I think you're better than that, this, that, and the third. And it looked like the room was empty. And, you know, Kenya said in this episode that she was trying to take money out of my daughter's mouth. You know, I don't think that's the first time that you said that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And Bravo ceased film with Kenya Moore, and Porsha said, you know what? I want you to cut off that camera right now. I want you to mic me. We could just pretend that I wasn't at this event. Porsha, question. Did you allow Kandi Burruss? I think you did, because you said, and I quote, that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker let me flip a reverse and rewind back. Drugged you and then was going to grape you in a dungeon. And that lie was said on national television from your freaking frat partner, Phaedra Parks. But this is a line too far for you? So now you want to remove yourself. Because don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I might lose my head. And you want to get upset with Tamron Hall when everybody said that you stole someone else's man. But you were big mad that Tamron Hall did her job because you couldn't do your job and own up to your fucking shit. Okay. And y'all, the episode cut off from there. Okay, so with that being said, that is the review. But we're not done just yet. No, we're not done. We're not done because I just want to bring up the fact that this was just selective outrage. I just want to bring that up real quick, okay? Just follow me here. We're dog walking this, okay? We're dog walking this. right here. Let me pause it. Because, yeah, y'all play too fucking much.
Do y'all think Bravo is going to make a programming decision or a casting decision based off of y'all existence and what y'all have to say? I'm just asking.
Do y'all really think that Bravo is pulling up reviews and be like, oh, you know what? I like this review because this person had a balanced perspective. Yes, Brittany should not have said that at all. You know what? Let's call that content creator and fly them up to New York and talk to them. No, but because here's the thing, y'all gonna be watching next week to see how this shit plays out. That's why y'all are selectively big mad right now. And you did stick around to find out how it went, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing that because this morning you wasn't able to hear the audio, so I had to stop and then start up again with a new video. So let me do that with this next one. So that was asking y'all, do y'all really think that they're going to listen to y'all? So let me flip it, reverse it, rewind it back here. So while Brittany Edie was dead wrong for what she said, unequivocally, Kenya Moore still did revenge P. We're not negating that for shit. So while Brittany Edie was dead wrong for what she said, unequivocally, Kenya Moore still did revenge P. We're not negating that for shit. So while Brittany Edie was dead wrong for what she said, unequivocally, Kenya Moore still did revenge P. We're not negating that for shit. So while Brittany Edie was dead wrong for what she said, unequivocally, Kenya Moore still did revenge P. We're not negating that for shit. I couldn't have said it any better myself, Brandon. I just really couldn't. So, you know, this is how Team Twirl is looking tonight. Okay, this is how Team Twirl is looking tonight. I want to bring this up because this is how I truly feel that they are looking like. Hang on one second. This is how Team Twirl is looking right now.
I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, you know, Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations that we've been looking for 10,000 years. Why would I continue, you know, walking on water for tips when I've got an entire generation to teach a whole new world?
That's a big remark. Yeah. What do you intend to do?
Well, let me put it this way. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion. All motion is expressed in waves. All waves are curved. So where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? There are no straight lines. So when I took the flower of life and opened it properly, I found a whole new wave conjugations that expose the in-between spaces. It's the thing that holds us all together.
Yeah, I fully agree. Those in-between spaces of being very selective with this outrage held Team Twirl together and held Kenya Moore together until that flower bloomed and we saw all the bullshit. Now, here's how Team Twirl is getting handled live in real time. This is exclusive footage you ain't gonna see nowhere else except right here on Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. I want to bring this up here. So this is Team Twirl and Kenya Moore. This is everybody who's standing for right and who can see past the bullshit. Like I said, you won't see this anywhere else. So I'm gonna play it here. Here we go.
You tell me, you childless whore. What do you know about mother? You don't know a thing about motherhood. Who are you to take me to task like this? Who are you? Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you take your daughter to the police when Grace told you 20 years ago? Why didn't you? I tell you why.
Yeah, Team Twirl is
because you're like everybody else. You don't want to believe it's your brother, your father, your son could do such a thing. So they looked the other way, and that's exactly what you did. You looked the other way. You're no different than anybody else. You tell me, you childless whore. What do you know about mothering? You don't know a thing about motherhood. Who are you to take me to task like this? Who are you? Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you take your daughter to the police when Grace told you 20 years ago? Why didn't you? I'll tell you why. Because you're like everybody else. You don't want to believe it's your brother, your father, your son could do such a thing. So they looked the other way, and that's exactly what you did. You looked the other way. You're no different than anybody else. If you tell me, you childless whore. What do you know about mothering? You don't know a thing about motherhood. Who are you to take me to task like this? Who are you? Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you take your daughter to the police when Grace told you 20 years ago? Why didn't you? I'll tell you why. Because you're like everybody else. You don't want to believe it's your brother, your father, your son could do such a thing. So they looked the other way, and that's exactly what you did. You looked the other way. You're no different than anybody else.
So big, bad, and bold, but yet you wrote a check that your ass can't cash, Team 12 and Kenya Moore. And you getting checked. And that crown is getting a little weighty on your head because maybe you don't have the bandwidth to balance yourself to understand the responsibility for giving a fuck about what you do. But oh my Lord Jesus, to everybody that was like, oh my God, Kenya Moore did this, that, and the third, y'all condone revenge P too, because all y'all wanted to drag Britney to the stake last week. Y'all selective outrage bitches and Mitches. I said it, and y'all ain't gonna do shit. Y'all not gonna do one fucking ass thing to me. You won't. Y'all drag Britney to the highest point in heaven and then send her to the deepest pit of hell because of a statement. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Y'all looked the other way when a grown-ass woman did revenge P on another woman. Y'all didn't give two fucks about that shit. Oh, no, it was a statement that pissed y'all off. But not somebody's actions, though. A statement pissed y'all off, but not someone's actions. A statement pissed y'all fuckers off, but not somebody's actions. Because last time I checked, like King said, anybody can say anything on social media. But does that make it right? Does it make it true? And does it make it just for you to do the behavior? That's the questions. Those are the questions, right? I have for y'all. And y'all won't answer them. Because you rather have a status of being seen by everybody rather than just being known to the people that deserve to know you and doing the right motherfucking ass thing. Giants, they do fall. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Child. It is so sad to see y'all flip-flop just to exist on YouTube. That is so sad. So sad. So motherfucking sad. But you know what that goes to show me? You can't have Timberland boot energy in real life for shit. And like I said, I showed you my content. I got another show tomorrow night. Meanwhile, this is all y'all can guzzle down y'all throat. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell Braylon Lee that he's lying. And I'll rest it with this. If this happened to your mother, your sister, your daughter, your niece, your cousin, your grandmother, your home girl. For all the lesbians out there, your wife. Any homegirl that you care about? What if this happened to a coworker? Or what if this happened to you? Would you have the same energy of defending this behavior that you defending for Kenya Moore? For your real life? That's the main question I have. And if you good with it, I'm good with you. But if you know that you wouldn't stand for it, why are y'all standing for it? That's all I ask. That's it. That's it. That's it. Oh, but we're not done though. Because like I said, Dustin Ross is saying everybody's throwing out revenge P just because people don't like Kenya Moore. Here's Daily Beast obsessed. RHOA revenge P scandal, the disturbance scene that got Kenya Moore fired. That's what the Daily Beast said. Does the Daily Beast like Kenya Moore at all? Gone with the way Kenya Moore just got bit off more than she can chew, displaying a rancid revenge piece scene that transferred the Real Housewives of Atlanta and her legacy right into the gutter. That's what the Daily Beast is saying about Kenya Moore. See, I brought receipts. Because one thing to know and two things for sure, I am the media nerd of social media. And I keep up with everything. Okay? Viewers across the nation have tuned into TV's most precious drama with bated breath every Sunday night, desperately seeking clues for the visceral fall that would ensue. No, this isn't about the White Lotus. Why do you ask? Real Housewives of Atlanta just aired an episode so disturbing and horrific that primetime TV writers across the nation could only dream of looking up something as dramatic. Kenya Moore has finally gone too far, and no one understands that quite as well as the Bravo editors who depicted the nightmarishly awkward, rancid scene that is Kenya's spa opening in all its veiled glory. Once the heartbeat of Housewives villainy, Kenya Moore has taken herself out by mere incompetence. It's shocking in almost every way, yet seems entirely inevitable as the end to her saga. The saddest part of it all is she is toppled by a housewife who could have been inconsequential newbie Brit Edie. Last week's episode saw Brit escalate a small tiff with Kenya to the point of ridiculousness, walking out of Angela Reed's or Angela Oakley's party, muttering botched one-liners about owning a pal and other mild threats. It's the kind of crash out a fan of the Housewives has when unprepared on the national stage, not dissimilar to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City newbie Brown in Newport and her ever-bobbing head telling 16 different stories of why she did buy a $4 million necklace. It was cringeworthy, embarrassing, and mildly concerning, but only mildly. Anyone who actually thinks Brittany was going to grab a pal and shoot and pal up the Kenya Moore hair spot might be mixing a bit too much White Lotus in their RHOA cocktail. Yet Kenya rolls up to her event, the one that she spent after all of season 15 posting Instagram story after Instagram story about how dismayed she was that her alleged spot wasn't getting airtime, and makes it all about Brit, giving the newbie the moment she so desperately wanted and one she never deserved in more ways than one. It's fantastically edited, a real surprise after the tonality lopsided premiere. The clips of the ladies on the red carpet honestly plays as suspense builds, us viewers knowing all too well this wouldn't be a night of vindication for Kenya Moore's story, but one that cements her as one of the most tragic characters in Bravo's long-standing lore. It's so on the nose that Kenya tells reporter this night it's about making her daughter proud, all the while knowing that she has blown up posters from her local Staples just hidden off screen. Shout out to Staples.com. By the way, go to Staples.com and enter Brainly Virtual Tour 30 for 30% off your order. Don't do that. That's what we call a live read, okay? One day we'll get to that level. But right now, we just got to play it up. Sure, I bet Kenya's daughter Brooklyn loves that she puts her college savings into her hair salon that no one can prove fully exists, or one that was used as the backdrop for a revenge P plot. Like I said, Dustin Ross is saying people just making up revenge because they don't like Kenya more. And this isn't the only article I got. Of course, is it more embarrassing to have a video of you sucking a cream stick online, or that someone would spend her free time digging up such content? I think the answer is obvious. The second, Kenya brushes Brit off and launches into a rage-filled speech. It's clear that she's long lost the plot. This has been a labor of love for me. I built this salon for my daughter, and I'm really proud of where I am. She starts, and surely that's all she said. Everyone went home after that. Cheers to many more years of prosperity, Ms. Moore. Unfortunately, Kenya's job security and the attendees of the event, that's only the beginning. And I get people trying to bring me down for no reason. I'm actually sick of it, she continues. I get situations like the other night where we were at a dinner and there was a person looking for a moment, and she came for me. Surprises. This person just came in here with these fake flowers. Someone take these and get them out here. Give them to someone homeless outside because it's fake, and I don't want fake women around me. Well, it takes the fake woman to know a fake woman, Kenya. But then it escalated because I was paying her dust because I am that bitch, been that bitch, still that bitch. Hey, Kenya, just a pro tip. If you are all that, you don't have to say, you just execute it. What did you say? A peasant can't come for a queen, but yet now you're the peasant outside the castle gates of Bravo? Oh, Santa, what a horrible way to go, yeah. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Kenya says, blowing a dry kiss to the orange sloppily with no charisma. As it is fitting for this violent display of Housewives derangement syndrome. As we all know, paying someone dust is dedicating your entire event to them and ruining your own life in the process. It's a confusion speech. But following the event goes who know nothing of what she's talking about because it's not for them. Kenya is entirely wrapped up in the mindset of making TV that she is scripting out the entire event because with the knowledge that it will air following Angela's event and Brit's meltdown, caring so little about her own spot or the event itself except for what it can serve to further this narrative. The brainworms are taken over and the rationale thought is nowhere to be found. What follows this Kenya first showing pictures of Brit's physical transformation, which, okay, Brit has the right to do that. I don't see what the problem is. Probably got surgery your damn self. So, and listen, y'all gonna feel the way that y'all gonna feel. I'm gonna feel the way that I'm gonna feel. I'm about right is right and wrong is wrong. If it ain't cool for Junkie.Neva to do what he did to Michelle ATLian, it ain't cool for what Kenya Moore did to Brit Edie. What you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Child, let's roll on. Then proudly displays increasingly explicit photos of Brit, including the aforementioned sex or oral intercourse. The disturbed looks on the crowd's faces, including those of her own cast members, should have been a friendly warning sign to Kenya that this was not an iconic stunt. I let swirl on them. Haters are calling Sheree's wig and Mama Joy's wig. It was all about making a moment or being the moment with no consideration of what happens when that moment ends. This is the act of someone who lost all side reality to the point where she only sees life events through the perspective of pleasing her parasocial fans. Seriously, is this the opening of your hair salon and you're here showing posters of some girl that the attendees have never met? Of course, it was good TV. I was thoroughly gripped to the screen in a way I haven't been for a Roa episode in years. But what does it say about both Kenya and Roa, Real Housewives of Atlanta, that the stunt finally brought the show back into the zeitgeist is such a nasty escalation of Housewives squabbles that for the first time in the franchise history, A housewife was immediately eradicated. The remnants of Kenya are scattered across the season. Bravo clearly realizes it's easier to show the fallout than to ignore it entirely, but her arc has come to a pathetic end, only cemented by the words of Cynthia Bailey, Kenya's longest friend on the show. I wasn't there, Bailey said. I didn't see what happened. And I'm getting to know Brit, but I know you. I really hate that you let it end this way. I think you're bigger than this. I think you're better than that. There are wise words, no surprise from Cynthia winning a case. Bailey, who has always had great instincts when it comes to friendships in the group, and there are words from King, and there are words Kenya immediately brushes off, so she can keep going on a ramble that no one really wants to listen to. We can spend days, weeks, and months dissecting this moment, but the end result rather will always be the same. Kenya dismantled her own legacy for a sad scene that will live on infamy, casting a shadow over every other moment of hers, not dissimilar to Phaedra Park's own shocking end. So maybe Kenya will have a renaissance in a few years too by that decree. That seems decidedly unlikely in a world where Kenya's posting a storm about how this is all a grand conspiracy and Cynthia's a fake friend, but you never know. Never say never in Bravo's America. After all, who would have expected Ariana Madix to become the focal point of Vanderpump Rules after a decade on the sidelines? Life is too unpredictable and viewers are far too fickle for me to make any long-term definitive statement. What I will say is Bravo was right to fire Kenya. I hope she takes her time off screen. I hope she takes time off to remember what it's like to be a real human being, not just a character on our screen. Her actions at the event were so foreign to any normal reaction, so visceral and indignant. The misunderstood villain role has entirely consumed her to the point where she thinks she can do whatever she wants and recontextualize it within that lens. Foregoing consequences as long as her Twitter fans are queening her with fan camps proclaiming her innocence. It's good Bravo showcase as much as the event as they did so people can accept how sad this moment is, how desperately Kenya needs time away from cameras. Truth is, not all arcs end in satisfying marriage. Some stars burn out in despairing displays. That's often the case of our former housewives. For every Jean Carnival smiles and nods to somber music in the kitchen exit, there's a moment like NeNe Leakes shutting her laptop at the Roa Zoom reunion, never to be seen again. Sometimes it's just best to remember the good times, knowing NeNe, Bethany Frankel, and all those other stars too washed to be the person we once loved. After all, the worst crime you commit on reality TV after Revenge P, of course, is becoming so miserable your antics go from funny to downright grating. Kenya Moore sure got her moment, and so did the show, but what does it mean to be the moment if all it does is put your own desperation on display? Hopefully Roa can find a way to make event TV again without getting a housewife fired in the process. And hopefully Kenya can heal from this miserable state. Nonetheless, it's exciting to be eager for the next episode of Atlanta for the first time and forever. At least there's that. Alec Carm, well done to you, sir. Well done. Well motherfucking done. That was a great article. And no lies told in anything that he said. No lies told. The Independent, the UK publication, says Real Housewives of Atlanta airs Revenge P incident that led to Kenya Moore's exit. Moore was expected to star throughout season 16 before she was indefinitely suspended. Not too long of an article here. Yes, not too long of an article. So let's read this here. Real Housewives of Atlanta viewers have finally been clued into Kenya Moore's Revenge P stunt that led to her unceremonious exit from season 16. Moore, 54, who starred on Bravo's hit reality series since 2012, was originally set to appear throughout the current season. However, last summer, reports emerged that she had been let go from production following an incident with Roa newcomer Brit Edie. Now, months later, fans have finally been shown a scene of the altercation between Moore and Edie that led to the former indefinite suspension from the show. On Sunday's episode 5, titled About Last Night, Moore celebrated the grand opening of her hair spa with longtime co-stars Porsha I, Cynthia Bailey, Drew Sidor, and new castmates Edie, Shamia Moore, Kelly Farrell, and Angela Oakley in attendance. Upon arrival, Edie was sparred with Moore early in the season, attempted to make peace by gifting her a bouquet of flowers. Moore, however, rejected her apology, leaving Edie to bow out the event early. And she did that because she was like, you know what? I would rather leave knowing I did the right thing than to stay around for me to be ignored and me be in pieces. And basically you were hoping Brit was going to stay around so she could be broken. But the gag is she broke your existence. My Lord Jesus. In Edie's absence, Moore proclaimed to slam her, accusing her of looking for a moment, saying, I'm going to pay you dust. Moore then brought out a poster board with the words, who is this hoe? Across the top. Both were explicit images of Edie, which were blurred out, and she said that she obtained with the help of an investigator. I hope that investigator knows that they also are part of this Revenge P fiasco or fiasco that happened. Reacting in horror and shock, the other women told Moore she'd gone too far before walking out. Speaking to producer just outside the spa, Williams, who has filmed with Moore for years, said, I just want you to take my mic off. You can just act like I was never at this event. But you were, Porsha, you were. That's the thing, child, about social media. It lasts forever. Was this not you, Porsha? Was this not you, Porsha? This was you. Oh, my Lord. But yet you say, take my mic off and shut down the cameras like I wasn't here. But, you were. Like right there, that's you and King and More. So like, let's get back. In a later piece to camera, Williams admits she was mortified by Moore's behavior. I didn't want to stand there and seem like I was in agreement. I don't support this. She said I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. Bailey said to Moore of her beef with Edie, I'm getting to know Brit, but I know you. Bailey said, I really hate that you let in this way. I think you're bigger than this. I think you're better than this. I am more acknowledged. I'm glad everybody came out. I love you, she added. I'm not going to tolerate people blatantly disrespect me anymore. The episode ended with a title card that read, based on Kim's behavior, the decision was made to seek film with her this season. The Independent has contacted Moore's representatives for comment. After rumors began circulating last year of Moore's Revenge P stunt, she defended herself on Twitter. Right at the time, I would never engage in Revenge P. So remember Dustin Ross, you said everybody was just throwing out Revenge P because they didn't like King and More, but King and More defended herself on Twitter by saying, I would never engage in Revenge P. Oh, my Lord Jesus. My Lord. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone or solicited images owned by others or used to threaten or blackmail. Well, you did threaten Red and you didn't blackmail her, but you did solicit images and research and data from a private investigator, and you said that on national television. Let's keep going, because that's not the only publication that talked about it. So Daily Beast talked about it, the Independent UK talked about it, Gossip also talked about it. Team Twirl defends Kenya after the RHOA Revenge P incident airs. Others think she stood too low. Hashtag Team Twirl fans of Kenya are demanding justice. Justice, I say. They want justice for somebody that committed Revenge P when Team Twirl, mostly black women, would have been strange fruit, in the words of Lady Day, Billie Holiday, back in the 1800s when they didn't like our existence. And they want justice over this? Okay, child. Following the explosive episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, ROA, that aired Sunday, April 6th, the latest episode finally revealed the events that led up to more suspension from the hit Bravo show, confirming that the ROA vet unveiled explicit photos of new co-star Brit Edie during the launch of her new hair care spa. However, after seeing the footage, some viewers believe Edie was the one who stirred up the drama first, provoking Moore's reaction. Others, however, think the former Miss USA took things too far. I mean, you can't be where you don't compare, child. Moving on. Before Sunday's episode, Edie roused up tension with the longtime peach holder during a private dinner party hosted by Angela Oakley on the March 30th episode of ROA. The disagreement escalated when Edie confronted Moore, asking if she could speak to her kindly and not for attitude during the game the ladies were playing. Moore calmly responded, the answer is yes, I can speak to everyone kindly without attitude. Sadly, the response wasn't enough for Edie, who grew upset and appeared to threaten Moore. She mentioned She had whips and pistols as she stormed out the dinner venue. Hashtag Team 12 fans think King should return to the show. Others disagree. Now fans of Moore are pissed that Edie has been held accountable for her actions. And me are lining up Twitter with the hashtag Justice for King and calling for Bravo and Andy Cohen, the show's producer, to sack the Roa newcomer. One Kenya fan pinned, at the end of the day, the situation at Kenya's event would have never happened had Brit just been properly reprimanded for alluding to pistol violence against Kenya. Why is only Kenya's insane reaction being addressed but not Brit's insane actions? I just want to comment on how dumbass this statement is, because you said Kenya's insane reaction. So basically, you're admitting that Kenya's action was insane, but yet you're a fan. Okay, let's keep going. Another comment to at Bravo TV at Andy continue to make stupid choices. The second she says she has a pistol, Brit should have been fired. Kenya Moore has given too much to the show, and she should be reinstated and protected. Really? You think so? I don't know. Because she did disrespect Kim Fields, right? And she put that scepter in front of Portia's face and this, that, and the third. And just, I mean, donkey booty and Kenya Moore hair care and coochie crack, degrading women on national TV. But she should be reinstated and protected. Okay, child, let's roll on. We petition to have the removal of Brit Edie for Roa immediately. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Hang on. Let me refresh it. Hang on. So Carolyn Burks. Carol Hassan Burks. Let me look it up, chat, because this is hilarious. This is hilarious. See, some people really have no time in life for anything. So let me look this up real quick, because I'm just flabbergasted. I really am. Let me go to my live rather, see what's going on. Hang on, let me see something. Because Carol thinks she's a boss. She thinks her existence matters. She thinks she should be given a fuck about. Let's see. Because I'm just curious, just a little curious here. Just a little curious, just. All right, let me pull her up. Hang up, because I just want to see something. Y'all know what I'm going to do, right? Oh, come on now. You know what? I'm going to have to go. I know what to do. Just give me one moment, y'all. Give me one moment, please. Now, I'm going to take some screenshots here, okay, of Carol Hoskins and Brit Edie's Twitter accounts, because I just want to, I'm just curious on something. And like I said, all this is easily Googleable, so I'm not doxing or this, that, and the third to anybody. I'm just utilizing publicly known information. Give me a moment as my phone loads up. Okay. So I'm pulling her up now. Okay. So there is her. And then I want to look up Brit Edie. Brittanedy. Brit Edie Twitter. Brittany Edie Roa Twitter. HOA Twitter. Why in the world does Brittany Edie not have a Twitter? Hang on, let me do that. Brit Edie. Oh, wait a minute. She was in lottery ticket? You gotta be joking me. Oh, my Lord. I had no idea, child. I had no idea she was in lottery ticket. That's crazy, bruh. Hang on, y'all. I really am Brit Edie. I guess Brit doesn't have a Twitter. That's interesting. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I know how to do this. So that's Brit Edie. Now I'm gonna enter her name in. So her name is Carol. Because I'm just curious. CarolHoskIN. Okay, this is her. Okay. All right. Let me send these to myself. So since I couldn't do Twitter, I'm going to do Instagram. And we're going to just see, right, who has more Instagram followers. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Braylon, you know you're wrong for what you're about to do. And like I said, unless you have the energy to say that Revenge P is wrong, don't talk to me. Okay? Just don't do it. Please don't. For your mental health. I'm helping you to exist peacefully upon the earth. Okay. So let's look at this. Okay. Now this is both of their Instagrams. Okay. This is both their Instagrams. So here is her. Okay. Okay. Just want to see what's going on. So this is the person who tweeted that, right? 796 followers on Instagram. This is Brit Edie. The person that you're trying to get off the show is bigger than you on social media. Like I said, but these are the smart ones, right? These are the smart ones. Okay. All right. Both Brit and Kenya were wrong, but Brit started production show, reprimanded both of them. The end. Okay. Others, however, believe nothing Brit Edie did warranted Kenya's reaction. A lot of y'all just as delusional. No one did anything to Kenya. Brit realized that she was wrong and made a gesture to thoughtfully apologize. It's Kenya's event, and she decided to ruin it. Even seeing Brit leave, she still felt it was appropriate to do what she did. #grow up. Kenya really ruined her entire beautiful event by making it about a weirdo fan who was obsessed with her, and now she's out of a job. This is too much. A weirdo obsessed fan. So you're blaming Brit. I'm not even gonna do you because, child, we can't even see your face, so that could be all. I mean, it looks real, but child, just a French 75, please. Is that like a nail design or something? Well, I don't give a fuck. Moving on. I'm so annoyed because why didn't Ken just wait until the next dinner scene was her and the girls were? Also, how do you protect yourself by showing explicit photos of the person you feel threatened by? Wouldn't that make the situation worse? You would think. Edie tried to extend the olive branch to more. It's important to mention that during Sunday's highly talked about episode, Edie arrived at Moore's hair salon with a peace offering, bouquet, and a card, hoping to apologize for her behavior and pistol remark at the dinner. However, her attempt at reconciliation was met with rejection. Moore publicly humiliated Edie by displaying embarrassing photos, including one that showed the Atlanta socialite engaged in fellatio. Cast members such as Porsha Williams, Cynthia Bailey, Shamia Moore, and Kelly Farrell, and others in attendance felt Moore had gone too far. In fact, on Sunday's episode of Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Bailey said while she was shocked by the way Edie carried herself at dinner after watching the footage, she believed the virgin actress had a good heart and was genuinely trying to send an olive branch to Moore. I did tell Brit, and this did make the episode, so this is a good gesture, but don't be surprised if you get hit at. Describing the tense atmosphere following more scandalous poster board reveal, Cynthia Bailey admit that everyone was shocked by the move. She expressed disappointment as her spa opening was meant to be a positive moment for Moore and been celebrating the launch of her new establishment that she opened in Brooklyn. It was such a positive moment. We were all there to support her. I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. It just took the focus from her hair care spa to this kind of dark moment. As previously reported, Cynthia revealed that Kenya cut her off after she just expressed disappointment in her actions. But oh no, the Daily Mail had something to say about it too. Roa fans support Moore after her suspension for Revenge P, and Real Housewives of Atlanta fans have shown their support for Kenya Moore after she was definitely from the show for Revenge P. The T personality 54 reportedly show explicit posters of castmate Brittany Edie allegedly performing oral fellatio amidst filming season 16 last year, which resulted in her being sidelined by Bravo shortly after Moore stated that she was not going anywhere, and also called out the network for being a toxic environment. So it's a toxic environment, but yet you took in a toxic check from Bravo? Interesting. The 16th season of Roa premiered last month with the latest episode titled About Last Night, airing Sunday. It featured the sexually explicit photo incident, as well as a message from the production that appeared during the episode, which read, based on Kenya's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season. The Roa fan account, Atlanta_Housewives, posted a message to Instagram, and fans rallied behind Moore, with some calling her exit from the season unfair. And that's what aired at the end of the episode. Edie had been feuding with Kenya since joining the reality series. In the episode leading up to the Revenge P scene, seeing Brittany express seemingly threatened Moore not long after a group dinner. I don't play them games. I got whips, pistols, and everything, she had said at the time in response while leaving the dinner. Kenya expressed she was talking about pals. She was talking about, I still got my pistol on me. This girl's a problem. She gotta go. She gotta go for real. Please let her do something to me so she can go. One fan pinned in the comment section on Sunday on Instagram after Sunday's episode, what about Brit's threats with a firearm? Production being totally unfair. The moment she come talking about firearm, Brit should be asked to leave. Another wrote, not watching the rest of the season because season content is just not exciting and King is gone. I still feel Kenya should be let go of Shotdown. I was saying Kenya. We didn't get a preview of next week after this. Social media user added a viewer shared. I'm not watching without Kenya. And you think Bravo gives a flying fuck? Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart and bless your tiny little heart. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Another one type of Brit behavior threatening Kenya didn't warrant any action, though. Got it. Though it's spelled all of this without the T. Just trying to help. Okay, got it. Was a bad thing for Kenya to do at her event, but I don't feel it was enough for her to be fired. A fan pinned another ad. I don't like how they did Kenya. What about Brit's threats with a firearm? Production means only unfair. The moment she comes talking about firearm, Brit should have been asked to leave, not watch the rest of the season because the season content it's just not exciting. King is gone. I still feel King shouldn't be let go. I was shocked. I was Team Kenya. We didn't get a preview next week after this. I'm not watching without Kenya, but Brit's behavior. Brit's behavior threatened Kenya didn't warrant any action. Oh God. Okay, I'll take that back. That was on the Daily Mail. My bad. But you also said too, blame Kenya. That's your username. So what? It was a bad idea for Kenya to do this at her event, but I don't feel like it was enough for her to be fired. I don't like how they did Kenya. Well, see y'all next season. Kenya left, and so did the rest of the season. Moreover, on Twitter, more fans share similar opinions for writing. Well, we see y'all next season. Kenya left, and so did the rest of the season. You can catch me twirling out after this episode. Kenya Moore, we love you. Wild one share. We need Miss Kenya. Oh, they couldn't even spell Kenya right. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Not going to the Wanda Moore School of Education. My Lord Jesus. What the hell is wrong with Bravo TV? So it's the season finale, you mean to say, or meant to say. A fan typed out another tweet with the last episode. I'll be watching. At one point during the episode, Moore celebrated the grand opening of her hair spa, and some other cast members stopped by to help celebrate the big milestone. Edie showed up with flowers as an apology for starring up a few earlier this season. However, Kenya nobly did not accept the peace offering and said that Brit was only using the situation for a moment, and the same way the apology was not genuine. You just didn't want to be in a space to even be open to it. Just say that shit. Moore then showed an explicit poster board at the event that allegedly showed Edie performing fellatio. The cast left shocked over the booth. Porsha I stepped out of the shop and said, I just want to take my mic off. You can just act like I was never at this event. That you were never at the event. But you were there. Word. We need Miss Kenya Moore. What the hell is wrong with Bravo TV? Bravo made the wrong decision. Catch me twirling out after this episode. Kenya Moore, we love you. So it's the season finale. We would say last episode I'll be watching. Cynthia Bailey also told Moore, I'm getting to know Brit, but I know you. I really hate that you let get to that this way. I think you're bigger than this. I think you're better than this. The episode concluded with a message from the production that a decision had been made that Moore would not film the rest of the season. The incident was first revealed last year in June when Kenya was suspended indefinitely from her following claims that she shared adult images of Edie, but she denied during at the time. She took to her Instagram stories and wrote, "Believe it, none what you hear and half what you see. The truth always comes to light rather." And a separate post, Moore pinned to Twitter, "I would never engage your revenge P. I have never distributed private images nor solicited images owned by others to use or threaten to blackmail. I've always been vindicated. I can't talk about story even with people planting fake news." Edie also shared a statement on Instagram that read, "It's never a good feeling being targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I never met. For the record, I never once had possession of any weapons or threatened anyone ever. I'm hurt by the narrative that's being displayed. Wrong is wrong." That part. There's a statement there. After her suspension was confirmed, Moore called out Bravo for being a toxic work environment. She further shut down Revenge P claims on Instagram and revealed that she has proof for her defense alongside snaps of her daughter Brooklyn that was taken during a tropical getaway. The former Miss USA wearing picture of fans. "Thank you for all the support. # Team Twirl. My heart is full. My conscience is clear. It's clean, rather." Moore expressed, adding, "So many false claims hiding behind non-sources. All this conversation, no facts being reported. If it was a claim or source that was valid, would they need to have the reality star stated that my life is blessed? Myself and my daughter will continue to thrive in a non-toxic environment where I feel appreciated, most importantly protected. Thank you, God, for covering us." Okay, we're almost done. To conclude her message, Kenya noted at the bottom of the caption, "The rumors and narrative about me randomly showing news or Revenge Pete is 1000% untrue. I have proof of share soon." But late last year in November, Moore appeared on the Tamron Hall show and opened up about the incident. Hindsight's always 50-50. If I could do it all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful. I elevated the situation. She added, I elevated situations before, but I've taken full accountability for the things I've done. Kenya apologized and said, I didn't have to take it that far. The TV personality further explained, but when I feel threatened, I never had a child in a situation like this before, so that's why I escalated to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child. Moore shares Brooklyn 6 with ex-husband Mark Daly. Elsewhere in the interview on the talk show, reality star expressed that she did not feel protected by producers on the set of Roa after doing research on her new show. She discovered sexually explicit photos of Edie. I said, okay, if no one else is going to step up and for me and protect me, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to tell everyone I found out. It's a receipt. Oh, my Lord Jesus, man. I don't think that's the only publication that talked about. Oh, NBC News. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Everybody's just talking about it. My Lord Jesus. Oh, by the way, Bravo is owned by NBC Universal, guys. Real Housewives of Atlanta Revenge P episode airs after Kenya Moore leaves show over incident. Moore show sexually explicit images of new castmate Brittany Edie after Edie threatened her with a pal, which led Moore to exit the series early. Bravo aired a controversial moment from the Real Housewives of Atlanta on Sunday that led to the exit of star Kenya Moore, an incident from last year when she showed sexually explicit photos of a fellow cast member. The Revenge P incident first became public in June 2024 when TMZ reported that Moore showed the images of new cast member Brittany Edie at an event. Moore was reportedly placed on suspension and mentioned part with Bravo. This season's 5th episode showed the incident on Sunday. Bravo did not allow the images to be aired. Tensions between Moore and Edie boiled over in the prior episode where the two got into a verbal argument at a cast dinner. By the end, Edie made threatening remarks as she left, insinuating that she pal Moore. I still got my pistol, so Edie said. At one point, she later followed up with, I don't play the case. I got whips, pistols, and everything. Members of production are seen on camera as Edie is making the comments, momentarily breaking the fourth wall bar, not shown, speaking to Edie as others attempt to calm her down. Moore is then seen again calling fellow cast members, learning that Edie was talking about pals. She was talking about how I still got my pistol. Only Moore is heard saying off camera, this girl's a problem, she gotta go. The episode ends there, and the following week, Edie expressed contrition about her remarks to other cast members. She appeared at the grand opening party in Moore's salon with flowers to apologize. Moore ignored the attempted apology, had apparently already decided to respond to the threats by using the part to humiliate Edie by showing sexually explicit images of her. Edie left the event before the images were shown. So this woman was saying all this stuff like, you don't know who the uck I am. Moore told the crowd, referencing Edie. I'm like, no, I don't know who you are. So I did a little research. Moore pulled out poster boards with the images of Edie and showed them to the crowd while cameras were rolling. The images were not shown on camera, but described by others. Fellow Real Housewives cast members were visibly uncomfortable by Moore's display and told Moore she was going too far. No, it ain't too far. She threatened me with a pal. Moore told them, don't tell me it's too far. Cast member Porsha I said in a confessional interview that she was mortified and was filmed leaving the opening part with multiple other cast members. Williams told them, then told production she was ready to go. No one wanted to film. Edie clearly did not consent to the images being shown at the event. Edie posted to Instagram on Sunday, captioning a short video for herself by Ryan. I still stand distraught no matter what. She did not address the incident during the episode. Bravo did not immediately respond to a request for comment from NBC News. The episode ended with a title card that read, based on King's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season. Fans on social media have vocal reactions to the episode, many condemning Moore's behavior while at the same time criticizing production for not responding to Edie's threats before the situation escalated. You can't threaten someone with power violence and dictate how they respond to that threat. When we wrote in a post on Twitter, another person wrote, I hate how King retaliated, but the way Bravo handled this to me was unfair. The real villain is the network / production for not stepping in. When Brit mentioned she had a power one thing posted, I don't know how in the world she was able to get away with that. That could have prevented Kenya from going this far. So if you guys remember, Kenya Moore was at her hair spa, was doing an Instagram live, was late to it, and she was waiting for like 100,000 viewers, and then she was going to reveal stuff, but she never revealed anything. So with that being said, here is this here. From Deadline.com. Rose Kenya Moore expresses regrets exposing explicit photos and co-star that led to her exit. I'm sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far. Kenya Moore is opening up about actions that led to her exit from Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The reality TV personality and entrepreneur was one of 2 Rose stars to survive the shakeup. For season 16, however, her time on the show was short-lived after she hosted an event where she exposed sexually explicit images of her new co-star Brit. In an interview on the Tamron Hall show, Moore revealed what led to her decision to leak those pictures during the show's filming. Moore told Hall when new cast members join the show, there's a tendency to come on and make a name, try to make a name for themselves, and things took like a real dark turn toward me. And there was a young lady that was new, and she was just the bear. Former Miss USA reminded everyone that her catchphrase is, "Don't come for me unless I send for you." Know that she doesn't start any drama, but only responds to attacks from co-stars. Moore said during the taping of the show, the young lady escalated to the point of tearing off mic, screaming all kinds of obscenities at me and threatening me, which we saw, and it was you were in another car, and Brit was still screaming obscenities, but she wasn't screaming that in your face. So you lied. My Lord Jesus. Following the incident, Moore said there was threats in my direction. I felt very concerned. She told producers that she was scared, and they told her that they would take care of it. However, Moore didn't feel like the show's producers would take care of the situation, and they actually made me feel like I was being a Black Karen. Takes a Black Karen to know, Black Karen. I don't take threats or the way that I felt. You can't invalidate my feelings. Moore said it was a real concern for me. I'm a single mom for a beautiful child. That if anything happened to me, no one would be there for her. Moore continued, I didn't feel like I was being protected, so I took matters into my own hands. I did my research on her. I found a lot of information, especially in the explicit world, with a few clicks, with people helping me. I didn't get things sent to me, photos or reels that I did see that were allegedly her. After Moore claims to have found these images online, she exposes them during the show's filming, believing that producers will blur the photos out of the final cut. Moore seemed regretful for her actions after Hall pointed out that she was surprised by the level of aggression in this. If I could do it all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. She said, I'm taking full accountability for the thing that I've done. I'm sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far, but when I feel threatened, I never had a child and be in a situation like this before. Remember how she said in Sunday night's episode, that Brit was taking money out of Brooklyn's mouth, and she used her child during that Tamron Hall interview. Past behavior predicts future behavior in the words of Dr. Phil. So that's why I escalated to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child. I remember everybody was pissed off at that, but oh my Lord, how the tides have changed just to exist on social media because you can't live in your own fucking life. Hall read a statement from Bravo, in which the network said, we take all allegations of violations of our policy seriously, review the matter to appropriate action. Moore alleged that she was not fired from Bravo, but told Hall that she had some conversations about possibly returning to Raw in the future, knowing that she maintains a close relationship with executive producer Andy Cohen, who has been such a great support system for me during all this. Andy Cohen, she said, he has called, he has checked on me, has given me advice. And I feel like he's a really good friend. I just appreciate his support. Moore said that she is still under contract with the network and says she could potentially pop up at the season 16 reunion. I think it's important to have my point of view because I haven't done interviews. I haven't had to say. It's unfortunate because I started off as a housewife for the longest running on this series, and now I don't have a voice, and that's really hard. Well, because you took your own voice out. And Kandi Burruss is the longest running housewife, not you. So I want to showcase a little bit from the video that Empress Radio did. I want to shout to Empress Radio here. Play this here. Here we go.
We see her in the future. So she was taking accountability on the Tamron Hall show.
Hindsight is always 50-50. If all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. I've elevated situations before, so and I've taken full accountability for the things that I've done. I am sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far. But when I felt threatened, I've never had a child and be in a situation like this before. So that's why I escalated it to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child.
It came out that all this happened. Kenya did this live,
I
and
want to play that there, and then I'm going to pause and read from Empress Radio here. Right here. You have been my besties for the last 12 years, and I love and appreciate you so much. Moore wrote in a heartfelt Instagram post her emotional message resonated as she reflected on the struggles and triumphs of her journey. Last year, you cried with me when all my hard work from the salon was cut by production of it was shown. I want to thank all my friends who showed up for me and who support me on a regular basis, who loved me down, she added. Right here, during a salon event for her venture, King and Claudia Hair Spa, she displayed explicit images of eating, which were deemed as Revenge P. Even though Dustin Ross said that people are saying Revenge P because people don't like King and Claudia. My Lord Jesus. In her farewell, she remarked to the cast of Roa's season 16, I wish you all incredible season. To my friends and family, thanks for loving me, flaws and all. She also expressed her appreciation for the clients who support her salon staying. Thank you to all the staying women who have patronized King and Claudia Hair Spa. I love making all you look beautiful. Love and blessings to all of you. Let me go to her Instagram page. I just wanted to give Empress Radio her credit there. So like, comment, share, and subscribe to Empress Radio there. Saw that earlier and was like, okay, definitely want to add that to the show. Of course, she limited her comments right here. My glam team never gets it wrong. At Archives Will 901 Weave Slayer by Kara. Miss Lawrence, thank you for gracing us all with your presence. You are a star. I hope to turn our segment into a TV show, God willing. Special thanks to my event planner, Events by Monet, who always throws the most stunning events. Thank you to the gorgeous model who helped make King and Claudia hair care so iconic. To the cast of Roa season 16, I wish you all a incredible season. To my friends and family, thanks for loving me, flaws and all. Thank you to all the stunning women who patronize King and Claudia Hair Spa. I love making you look beautiful. Love and blessings too. So there is that. Like I said, y'all can do what y'all want to do. It was selective outrage last week, and I called y'all ass out. That's why hashtag Bray was right. Y'all were wrong. Hashtag suck it. So, with that being said, because I want this show to be clipped, okay? I want it to be clipped. So I'm going to do the Daily Motivator and then head on out here. But I just wanted to do all of that just to show to Dustin Ross, sir, that's how you do journalism. Okay? Like I said, what I'm saying ain't true, that you don't condone Revenge P, Dustin Ross. The Carlos King doesn't condone Revenge P. The Claudia Jordan doesn't condone Revenge P. Just say it was wrong. Like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. And the team twirl, same goes for you. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. And to everybody that switched up with their lives, it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. With that being said, people of accomplishment rarely sit back and let things happen to them. They go out and happen to things. Leonardo da Vinci. It's time for the Daily Motivator for Monday, April 7th, 2025. Marvels of this day. Your very own breath, each and every one's a miracle. Take some time to focus on your breathing and only your breathing and the life energy it continually brings. The light you are able to see is amazing in all its hues and intensities, directions, emotions. Pay attention to the light, the shadows, and how they change, the feelings and thoughts they bring. Is there all the physical reality you can touch? The best ones listen as the wind sings of a dream it's been making for hundreds or thousands of miles. Feel in its relentless dance the connection you have to all that is. With simple acts of awareness, awaken to the beauty and power of existence. Remind yourself again and again of the potential for meaning and fulfillment. Fill your thoughts with gratitude. Fill your heart with peace. Fill your awareness with the best possibilities. With positive and purposeful energy, live the marvels of this day, Ralph Nelson. You know, I definitely feel that with what we did here tonight. The first thing about the marvel of the day, it doesn't have to be big for it to be a marvel of the day. It has to be intentional. The second thing, recognize your energy before you give your energy to something. Because what you give can always come back to you like a boomerang. And the third thing I will say is that fill your thoughts with gratitude, fill your heart with peace, and fill your awareness with the best possibilities. In order for anything to be the best, you have to see it as the best. And I think that this is a very valuable lesson of everything is in the eye of the beholder. And like I said, everybody's going to walk away from this live feeling, you know what? Fuck Braylon, this, that, the third, How dare he say we could don't revenge me? How dare he say we don't stand for nothing and run? If you are getting more big mad over the fact that I have the right to have a damn opinion than what was done wrong, your heart posture needs to be checked. And with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always one of us. And trust, you may not be where you want to be. By the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. You spend time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, rise up to be great together. Always remember we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just finding publicly available receipts and showing a dumb fuck that he's not worth giving a fuck about, like Dustin Ross. Make sure the replay is not just worth for you to watch it, not just for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Where obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day. I'm extremely proud of you, but no one's as proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. Finally, y'all, our lives begin to end when we become silent on the things that matter. And I just want to show you who said the quote. Real quick, not going to take too long. And to me, it's quite sad that people are asking for the helpers, in the words of Mr. Rogers, but then reject the helpers when it's not working out for their benefit. That man said it. I'm just executing the energy. Woo, commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should
prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.